p.m. Wednesday nights.
Facebook watch parties are welcome.
If you found out that someone you used to date changed their gender, what would you do and how would you feel? If you found out, I'm repeating. If you found, hold on. Wait a minute. No. Hold on, you don't set me up.
15 minutes with DJ Countryman and Rudi Lickwood.
And in the room now, he's been waiting for how many weeks? How many weeks has this guy been waiting? I know the whole room. I bet you there's comments in the room for this one. There's comments. Peter is next. Is he there? Everybody has been waiting for this battle. This is a battle that everybody has been waiting to see. It's the yes-no game.
You ain't started yet, have you?
It's the yes-no game.
Yeah, but you ain't started yet,
It is the yes-no game.
Go on then.
You cannot say yes, you cannot say no. You're not allowed to repeat, okay? And you're not allowed to stall. You're not allowed to pause. It's a fluid conversation that has to take place. And the game begins the moment I leave.
Things are good. Things are good.
Things look good. You said it twice. I am the champion.
He's gone.
That's America. You sure? Well, last time I checked on Google.
No bother with it.
Yeah, good morning, one and all. How you doing, man? Everybody good? Hope everybody's fine, man. Hope everybody's fine. You know, we've hit Wednesday. Middle of the week, man. Middle of the week. And what's the first thing we hit with? Goodbye, have a good day, babes. What's the first thing we're hit with? Liverpool and the lockdown. Oh, God. Poor old Liverpool, man. I think they're just trying to take the cup away from us. Oh, God. But you know what they say, right? The longer you say something, if you continually say it, you believe it. And eventually you kind of like just fall into line with everything. You know, it's not your fault. It's not always fault. I mean, you tell me something long enough and you keep battering me with it and battering me with it and battering me with it. I'm going to believe it too. You know, I think anybody would. And I think...
Poor old Liverpool, man. Yeah, they're being hit with the circuit breaker, as they call it, isn't it? Liverpool's been hit with the circuit breaker, meaning that they are under some serious pressure. Serious pressure. They've even stopped serving food in Liverpool now. Can't get no food after certain hours. We're all going to be... And eventually they're going to roll it out across the board, I reckon. They'll come to London as well. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, in London, we're underneath, there's the three tiers. You've got medium and high, you've got low, haven't you? So the medium is, what's the medium again? The 6 rules, 6 people, not allowed to meet indoors or outdoors. Got to do that bubble thing. Pubs and restaurants to shut by 10 o'clock. High rules, meaning no house mixing indoors at all. The rule 6 will apply for outdoors. Okay. Morning, Verona. How you doing? Yeah, it's getting really bad. Really, really bad. And my thing is, I just continue to do the research. That's what you got to do, isn't it? Really, got to continue to do the research, man. Look at this. Enough comments coming in. That's good. Bless up, Spice. Great ends, Rudi. Great ends. Good morning, Tracy. Can't stay today. It's what you call a high and a buy. High and a buy, high and a buy, high and a buy. Yes. Donna. Yeah, Donna's in the room. Donna's catching up. Donna's back again, man. That's nice to know, man. Sherry, how you doing, Sherry? Oh, Sherry, oh, baby. Was you kicked out? I was literally kicked out of a restaurant last night. They had to be locked up. No customers even waiting, or you get fined. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I feel like we're being bombarded. We're being bombarded. Ronald Reed, morning, bruv. New in the room, I think. New in the room. We're being bombarded to get the message across that the virus it's a killer. Oh God, the virus is a killer. But like I said, sometimes you've got to continue to do the I think anyway, you know, everybody to their own. Everybody to their own. Please don't misunderstand. But sometimes I think you just got to continue to do the research. Do you know what I mean?
Right, people, we have some more homework for you to do. You need to go to this website, patentscope.wipo.int, or patent, depending where you're from. Okay, this is your homework. This is where everybody goes when they want to file.
Yeah, this is a government site that shows the patents that have been successfully filed in the US.
Okay, so we're going to go over to the one that Dr. Northrop was talking about. This one, it's all here, people, for you to do it yourself, because clearly when we tell you things or doctors tell you things, some of you are not having any of it. So you've got to go and do your research yourself. It's this cryptocurrency system using body activity data, right? This is here. So no one's making this up. There you go. The international filing date was June of last year. So again, 2019 is when all this planning was done.
And filed by the good folks.
Filed by, there you go. So we all know who owns Microsoft. Now, we're here to tell you to do your own research, because that's what you've got to do. This is the kind of thing you are going to see. There you are, that's you, with your little chippy thing in.
Yeah, they've laid it right out. There's the sensor, user device, and the cloud. And this is the server where you're going to be getting what they say is human body activated association with a task provided to a user as a way to get cryptocurrency. So if that's going to be the currency of the future, if cash is going to be dead, which they're kind of killing right now, it looks like you're going to be getting associated tasks, and those tasks can be, you know, run a mile or whatever, but it could also
No, it's going to be go and get vaccinated. Off you go. Whoopsie. Yes, you did. Good, clever person. There's your money. Oh, you didn't. Okay, you punished a bad person. No money for you. In fact, you know what? We might actually fine you. People, this is not good. Brian, scroll down. Okay, so when you get to this site, when you get to here to do your own homework yourself,
you
go to description and check it out.
And read all of this. It's a tough read, but I mean, there's so much information here, and it's pretty nefarious. I mean, we're going to be essentially controlled, and if you don't obey, then you're going to be punished. This is definitely not land of the free anymore.
No, and this is everything Dr. Northrop was talking about the other day on her video. So this is backing it up for those of you that say she's crazy. And for those of you that said yesterday, oh, because it's on the internet, it must be true, trying to be sarcastic to us, that was MIT yesterday, and this is the patent or patent, depending where you're from, scope. This is where everybody goes to file their patents, their patents. And here you go. This is all the cryptocurrency using body data. I mean, it goes on. The body actively the sensor comprises at least one of the body radiation emitted from the user, body fluid flow, a brainwave, pulse rate, body heat. That's just one I just happened to pick out. You need to read this.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying.
So website one more time. There you go. Somebody post it in the links for those that missed it. Go there and you're looking up this. Okay, somebody maybe actually even post a link for you. It's true, it's real. And those people that tell you you're crazy or you're mad, you're not. We showed you yesterday the chip on the MIT website, and now we're showing you this.
And it's all connected.
So everything Dr. Northrop is saying is true.
Yeah, and thank you to Dr. Northrop for sending these links to us.
All right, and I know many of you saying you've also posted about this before, people aren't listening. Everybody keep posting. Thank you for what you did. Sorry we didn't hear you. We're hearing you now, and that's why we're doing this. So share this, make your own, do whatever you got to do. But main thing is, here, do your own research.
Coming for you.
There you go. Got to do your own research, yeah. Got to do your own research. No doubt when you do your research, they're going to be calling you mad. They're going to call you conspiracy theorist. They're going to call you all these things. Do you know what I mean? And I guess for black people, what they've done is they've made sure that it was Black History Month, so we're distracted. We don't, you know, yeah, we're not going to notice what's going on. Because we can't deny that last night was a fantastic night. You know, looking at the whole, not the whole thing, but looking at Black history, not Black history, Black comedy. And the history of it for the past 50 years, I thought it was I mean, I was on my bed just watching it, man. I just sat that back there and I was like, oh, look at this. So ITV been very busy. They were very busy, man, showing our little journey, and it was good. It was good. It was good. I just don't want to be distracted. That's my only thing at the same time, you know. But once again, which was quite funny, I thought. Well, not funny. It weren't actually funny. It was like you could see that we hit a ceiling, especially when it came to black comedy. You know, with the likes of Gina and that lot having to go abroad and what have you. But I think the main thing is that we managed to see the journey itself, which was great. I just sat there and I just was enthralled by it all. They went through everything. Well, everything that the BBC had to offer anyway. They went through everything. And tomorrow's even going to be even better. Thursday, they've got more on, I think it's Mo Gilligan. You're going to see Mo Gilligan's tribute to Black British stand-up comedy, I think. So that's definitely going to be one to watch, I would say. I had this clip, right, where you hear some of the comics talking about the comedy scene and what would happen if we all ended up. Have I got it? Oh, no. I'm not sure. Wait. Oh, rude boy, what have you done with it? No, I have it somewhere. I think here it is. Yeah. This is another good look. Another little insight for you guys, man. Yeah, I think I will share it with you. You've been good to me, so I'll be good to you. Yeah, I think I will share it with you. Here we go. It was good, wasn't it? Even my 14-year-old was laughing. I had to tell her this is what she was missing, being stuck on her. I like that. Couple of takeaway places in Ilford have already been fined for serving customers up. You know what? There's one place in, now I say we're exactly where it is, where this guy is still serving food after 10 o'clock. And I was like, does he know what's going down? Either that or he's just playing ignorant, or he's thinking to himself that he can make a little extra cash or whatever, what have you. But they are literally tightening the screws. Literally tightening the screws. And the thing is that you know, we could see how they got the power to do it. Because remember when we traced the money with Bill Gates, and we saw where his tentacles were reaching in terms of the media, in terms of the World Health Federation, in terms of all where his tentacles was meeting, it was like, whoa. But M1 can't do it all by himself. I know we're jumping between the comedy and this, but I think the thing is, I don't really want to be too distracted. I love the comedy, as everybody knows. But there's so much going on in the world at the same time. And we're all going to be affected by this. I mean, toilet paper already can't see that on the shelf. You get me? Because everyone's getting ready for the half-term lockdown that's on its way. Morning, Nadine. How you doing? I ain't seen you in a little while, Nadine. Where you been, girl? Where you been? Hey, where you been? Where you been? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the comedy and mix some of this. Okay? So what I'll do is, as promised, I will share my screen with you guys. Yeah. I'll share the screen and show you behind the scenes in the green room.
Are we gonna be here all night?
Oh, I need to have words with my agent.
Hey, you don't hear about Michael Dapper? Apparently, he signed to Kevin Hart's agency.
Serious? Swear.
Yeah, man.
That's mad. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. There's better opportunities in America, but I'm there for pilot season every year.
Hey, man, it works for the actors. You know, John Boyega and Star Wars. Nicolas got nominated for that Oscar.
He's just about to live for Hampton, too. That's incredible, man. That's what I'm saying. Gina's killing it, Andy Osho's smacking it. She didn't Shazam. Hey, Shazam was a big film. I feel like people slept on that. But you know what? We can't all go though. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't all just leave. You know? Like, if we leave, who's gonna tell our story? You know? Like, as good as America may sound, we're not American. Like, we're Black British. I'm not from Compton or Brooklyn. You know? I'm from Hackney. But back in the day, you saw a pretty girl, called her a beanie or a buff. I remember that one.
How long ago was that?
Who's gonna talk about the Air Force days? You know? And every man on ends looking like they're part of the Air Force. Who's gonna talk about Baker King? You know? The Afro Cumberland custard, or the patty and the cocoa brownies, the wax. Yeah. Who's gonna bring back the word shiners? Oh, my name's Shiners. Well, I know that word in a minute. Yeah. I ain't had Shiners in a minute. Listen, man. It's our time. We just need to stick together, man. In our own industry, tell our own stories. If they don't let us in through the front door, we just come in through the window.
You know, that's technically breaking and entering. I'm not about that. So, you know.
It's a fucking metaphor, Michael. Yeah, man. Look, man, it's our time. Man. My parents clean the streets of this country. You know, they're gonna feel my voice. Hear that? Hey, you man. I need to go toilet quickly. Yeah? Just be back in a sec. Let's go. Eat myself. Yo, Master says I should call your ass, man. You know, I called Lamb the other day. Man, he ain't have my money. I had to slap him upside the head. Fuck Bad Boy as a record label staff and as a motherfucking crew. And if you want to be down with Bad Boy, then fuck you too. Give him man 15 minutes, man.
Hey, what does shyness mean?
Yeah, them boys just keeping it real, man. Got to chase the money, innit? Got to chase the money, man. Got to chase the money, you know. Because everyone's rushing off to America, man. Because, you know, the ceiling just ain't there. I mean, you saw the ceiling last night. You saw the ceiling. I mean, look what Gina's done out in America now. You know, producing, writing, directing, you know. But I think it's a global issue myself personally, you know, and I always talk about being Black, British and proud only because I know that the fight is not necessarily in America. The fight is it's a global thing, you know, and that's why I've never really allowed the comedy to be a total distraction for me. I've always used the comedy to inform people as opposed to distract people, because it gets worse. I know that some of you guys have, some of you guys are up on what's going on, but I thought that the next clip that you're going to see is, whew, boy, I don't know what to say, but when you see it, when you kind of realize that this thing is. However, this thing is huge. What is going on is huge. Because I'm saying, I'm really happy that they're showing the history of Black British comedy. And I'm really happy to see all the Black faces on TV. And I'm really happy the fact that our story is being told. But this happens just once a month. This should be happening every day. And that's my thing, because we got grandchildren and great-grandchildren who are going to be living here. So if we all run off to America, as they pointed out, who's going to tell our story? Yeah. But then the thing is, you have to know who your enemy is. You have to know who you're fighting. Yeah. And once again, what I will do is I will share my screen. Some of you may have seen this. Some of you might not have. To understand, have a better understanding of what we're all talking about. LOL, let's see. Not what they're talking about. Okay. Claire, how you doing, Claire? You're right, darling. How's the wig making going? How is that wig making going? That's what I want to know. But I'm going to share my screen again. Some of you may have seen this. Some of you may not have. This will be an eye-opener for those who have not seen it. Okay. But yeah, let me share.
Of our entire test and trace system. The enforcement is run by of our entire test and trace system. The enforcement is run by a company called Serco. Has anybody heard of Serco? Yeah. The Serpent Company. Right. Now, before I tell you about Serco, this is how it works. The law changed 2 weeks ago. If you are asked to isolate for any reason, you do not need a test. You do not need symptoms. You can get a little notification on your phone saying stay at home, and you can get a £1,000 fine. And if you break the rules, you get to a £10,000 fine. This is administered by Serco. Okay, who is Serco? Here we go. Bear with me, I've made some extensive notes. Go on, Lance. Right, Serco are the multinational company that employ more people than British Armed Services, 125,000 people. They've got 40 subsidiary companies across the globe. They are the largest outsourcing company in the world, and they win 70% of the contracts they bid for. They turn over £5 billion a year. Here's a short look into what they do. They cover waste disposal all over the UK, transport, half of London's traffic lights, all of Dublin's. Ontario, Canada, they issue your driving licence. In New Zealand, trains, ferries, all across the UK too. In Australia, they have a presence on every single military base. That's just in Australia. Serco are contracted to run the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. Does anybody know what FEMA is? They administer and run 2 whole FEMA camps worth $600 million. 17 states they run FEMA, sorry. Immigration detention centres across the UK, Australia and New Zealand. Air traffic control across the whole world. Public transport in the West and in the Middle East is dominated by Serco. That means the ANPR cameras. That means the facial recognition cameras. They run, own and maintain all of that infrastructure. They are contracted for the DWP call centres. They're the largest operator of private prisons in the UK. Who knew it's not just the US that has private for-profit prisons? They're in the UK too, and they're run by, guess who? Serco, the Serco company. They run every single state school in Bradford between 2001 and 2011. In that decade, kid me not, was that not the decade when the grooming, industrialised raping of young girls was most prevalent in the North East? They ran all of the schools in Bradford. Political persuasions aside, that happened, and they were in charge of every school in Bradford. Along with G4S, they are the largest contractor for services for vulnerable children. They run the infrastructure of the Child Protection Services. They run the UK ballistic missile system and our entire nuclear arsenal. They run 3 UK naval bases. Serco are contracted to administer many UK hospitals. The entire NHS blood bank is run by Serco. Does anybody starting to get an idea of how huge this multinational conglomerate company is? It is the octopus. It is the snake. It is the spider at the centre of the web.
Same.
Serco have contracted for our high defence Skynet, i.e. Terminator 2. Skynet satellite system. Serco run that. They also run and administer the US Patent Office. They issue every patent in the US. Serco have been involved in scandals in every one of these areas. They were fined £22 million. They run the ankle tagging for prisoners. So all the prisoners in the UK that have got that ankle tag on, that's Serco. £22 million fine for charging the government for dead prisoners. Who knows about that scandal with Nigel Farage's trial? What you think about Nigel Farage at the window? That scandal of those immigrants that are being picked up in the Channel and being put into hotels. Guess who's doing that? Serco. Whoa. They run every single immigration centre. Guess what they also run? All of the high-speed rescue boats for the Border Force. Every single one of them is issued, serviced and ran by Serco. They're on commission to pick up every immigrant. They get £900 a pop to put them in their own immigration centres. And if they're full, guess where they go? The 4-star hotels. Serco pick up the bill and they probably double it because they give it to the government and we have to pay for it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, £900 a pop for each asylum seeker. A very infamous asylum detention centre in Yarl's Wood is run by Serco, and it's infamous for sexual abuse and prostitution rings. They've lost lots of contracts for malpractice. In August, they got £108 million to run test and trace. And for the first few months, everyone was just sat around watching Netflix. They had contacted an average of 2 people each. £108 million was spent on that. So, who owns Serco? Serco is owned by CCL, the Crown Corporation Limited. Who owns the Crown Corporation Limited? The Crown Estate. Who owns the Crown Estate? The Crown. It's owned by the Crown. Corona means crown. Did anybody know that?
Yeah.
Corona is a crown virus. It's the virus of your highness. Okay. CCL and the Privy Council have the golden share in Serco, based in Hook in the southwest. There are 2 other companies I'm going to expose. They're all in the southwest too. Who's heard of Kinetic with a Q? Who's driven out past Berwyn, seen that big sign? Kinetic are the cyber defence and military wing of Serco. They are also owned by the Crown. They are the same institute. Serco have an $8 billion US defense contract, and Kinetic have a $9 billion US defense contract. There is also another institution of this unholy trio. Who's heard of the Pirbright Institute? The Pirbright Institute in Surrey was responsible for foot and mouth. They also work at Porton Down. Started by Sir Lord Pirbright, Edward de Worm Rothschild. Linked with Cecil Rhodes and the Round Table and the Pilgrim Society. Does anybody know who those people are? Starting to paint a picture, guys, yeah? It's not just a private company. Pirbright Institute owns a 200-acre site with Kinetic with a satellite defense system and an underground base. Now, Pirbright have the patent to a coronavirus. Who knows how many patents for coronavirus? It's in between 60 and 70. For various different strains, there are 60 to 70 patents. Pirbright has the main patent on coronavirus. Guess who granted the patent? And guess it was Serco, because they run the patent office. Painting a picture yet, guys? Lord Pirbright Rothschild, who started the Pirbright Institute, was a spiritual mentor of Cecil Rhodes, Alfred Milner, the Pilgrim Society, DERA, which is the Defence Evaluation and Research. This is the military-industrial complex. We're talking about the military-industrial complex. They're the progenitors of MI5, MI6, and GCHQ. It all came from the Pilgrim Society and this group of institutions. Right. They also funded eugenics. Does anybody know what eugenics is? It's racial selective science. Along with the Rockefeller Foundation, the Pirbright Institute, and the Round Table Society are involved in funding Nazi experiments. After the Nuremberg trials, they continued to fund it. They also created the idea of concentration camps in the Boer War. So we have the theme of concentration camps, eugenics, vaccines, and defense companies, all involved in this unholy trio of track and trace. Enter the Gates Foundation, our great friends Bill and Melinda Gates. Does anybody know how many shares they have in Serco and their particular avenue of private prisons? 200,000 shares, worth about $20 million. Pirbright, guess where? It's got a massive office and it works with the Viral Institute, Wuhan. Surprise, surprise. Now, although Serco is owned by the Crown and the Golden Share, does anybody know who the CEO of Serco is? Sir Rupert Soames. With his brother Sir Nicholas Soames, does anybody know who their grandfather is? Winston Churchill. 5 points for the man over there. Nicholas Soames, Rupert's brother, is best friends, literally best friends, famously with Mr. Prince Charles, Mr. Captain Reset. And yeah, we all know. Famously, Nicholas Soames warned Princess Diana 6 months before her death to stop investigating landmines. Do you know why? Because he's the CEO of Aegis, one of the biggest military industrial contractors, which is also involved in. In Australia, they have a Okay, so right, I'm now going to go down a bit of a further rabbit hole. Nicholas Soames is best friends with Prince Charles, so by default, guess who he's pictured with many times and also good friends with? Jimmy Savile.
Oh my God!
His brother Rupert Soames, the CEO of Serco. Guess whose flight dog he's on with his wife Millie? Jeffrey Epstein is intrinsically linked with some of these military-industrial complexes through Lockheed Martin. Okay, so this little island of debauchery is actually linked intrinsically with the military-industrial program, with defense contractors. It gets so deep, even I was totally blown away by what I found over last weekend. So basically, the man that is the CEO of Serco, owned by the Crown, is going to administer a system. But when you sign your permissions to the app, now, you know, when we have apps, everyone is so scared about the permissions for Snapchat. Oh my God, what's it going to do? What's this flashlight going to do? Can you imagine when you press I accept on the test and trace app? It comes from Serco, the biggest military industrial contractor in the world. Can you imagine what the small print says in that app? I can tell you now that it is probably, I've seen the research, it's the biggest backdoor into your phone that you can imagine. That's one thing. You're also entering into a contract where you can get a notification at any time for any reason because you've been near to someone that allegedly had a test that's totally inaccurate for coronavirus, and you have to go home right now and you get a £1,000 fine. Who's going to be administering it? Serco, the people that administer the ankle tags for prisoners, the people that administer mobile prisons, nuclear defence, blood banks. Is this the kind of people that we want to be entering a contract into? And they're going to be able to say to us and dictate to us what we can and can't do. Does anybody want to enter into that contract?
No.
Has a single person here downloaded that track and trace app?
No.
Good. I've got some bad news for you. I've got lots of people that contact me from various different sources, different places. I was contacted last week by a young lad who has not downloaded the app. He showed me a screenshot of his Google settings. He's got COVID-19 turned off and he's still got a notification. It knew his name and it said, you've been near an infected person, you have to isolate. And I informed him that's a risk of £1,000 fine. He said he'd leave his phone at home. Has anyone researched the Chinese credit system? Has anybody researched what's happening in the Xinjiang province in Western China? They're using a social credit system linked in with the COVID-19 app that uses a QR code that is red, yellow, or green. Maybe, no, or yes, which dictates your entire life. That's now been integrated with the Chinese credit system, and in one province, it's used to decide who goes to the internment camps, or the re-education camps, as they're called. The BBC admits they have 1 million Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps that are put there digitally. Now, in Xinjiang, they're not allowed Facebook, so they don't have photos uploaded, and it's not tagged. We do this willingly. We willingly give our facial recognition details to the beast. In Xinjiang, if you don't comply, they strap you down to a board and they forcibly scan you. And once you're scanned to the facial recognition, you don't even need the app, you don't need the QR code, it's your face, a digital patch. And when it's scanned, it says trustworthy, untrustworthy, or maybe. And if you're untrustworthy, you've already got 1 foot in the internment camp. Is this surprising to anybody here, or did you guys already aware of quite how bad this is?
Some new news.
Because unfortunately, most of these poor bastards walking up and down here, some of them think we're completely insane. Yeah. Some of them think we're just nutters that have watched one YouTube video and come to these crazy conclusions. Well, I urge everyone to go to the to listen in or to watch the whistleblower thing tonight. I'm looking to get whistleblowers on my channel. My channel is called Double LMC. That's my name. It's my artist name, and the show is called Rise Above. So for everyone that's tuned in, thank you very much. For everyone that's sharing what I'm trying to put out, please do, because things are getting so close. The World Economic Forum has now said that the Great Reset happens in January 2021. Straight from the words of Klaus Schwab, the head of the World Economic Forum. It's talked about by Prince Charles, it's talked about by David Attenborough every day this week in the mainstream media. It's coming. Secure your assets, batten down your hatches, make networks of like-minded people, and prepare for the storm. Guys, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Rise above.
So there you have it, man. There you have it. It's it's quite serious. It's quite serious. If there's anybody who actually wants that clip, message me, right? And I'll send it to you via Messenger, because me nah fling that thing just out there willy-nilly, okay? I'm hoping that some of you have seen that clip already. So you can see what's happening now is what we're being bombarded with all this lockdown, Liverpool, lockdown, London, lockdown. And slowly it's getting into us that, you know what, without us even realizing it, we're going to conform. We're going to conform. We're going to conform. And it's only, like you said, if you send out a message long enough and you keep repeating the same thing, eventually we will all believe it. Do you know what I mean? But then the thing is, there's things out there, some people prefer stats. Some people prefer stats, yeah? So let's give you stats. Here's your stats. Look where COVID is. Look where Spanish flu is, right at the top there. Look where the plague is, right at the top there. Smallpox, right at the top there. Huh? Look at the Asian flu. Look at this. Cholera. Yeah? Look how far down COVID is. I mean, what is that telling you? To me, that tells me that this is no pandemic. This is what they call a plandemic. Plandemic. You know? So I've had a lot of friends, a lot of people telling me, oh man, you're just a conspiracy theorist. You're a nutter. You're this, you're that. You know? But over the past couple of months, we've been tracing the money. Right? Not only have we been tracing the money, but now we've actually seen Circle. We've seen the organization. We've seen just how deep their fingers are in this thing. We can now see why they've got the control that they've got. We can see why the media are saying what they're saying, you know, to convince us that you know, this is such a serious thing. I'm not saying that people ain't dying, ladies and gentlemen. I really am not saying that people are not dying. People are dying, right? But people have been dying for years. It's not new, right? It's just the way that it's being broadcasted. It's just the way that the media is telling us. Yeah. Jackie, I see that you've put it in here for me to send it to you, but as I requested, if people actually want me to send it to them, could you please message me in Messenger? That is the way that I'm going to respond. Otherwise, it means that I have to scan through all these messages to find out who's asked to me. Yeah, and I don't want to be doing that. Yeah, I don't want to be doing that. I'd rather people message me and then I will send the information to them. It's all about keeping the rich, keeping their money, and making sure the population is at a controllable size to ensure that. But yet the world is in debt, smoke screen and mirrors. Well, this is just it. That's why I'm saying, don't be distracted. Yeah, like I said, I love comedy. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that we've got black faces on TV, but I'm not going to be distracted. I've never allowed my comedy to distract me. I've always used the comedy for information. Yeah. And remember, we average age in here is what, 40, 45 and up. So we're the elder generation. We have to stay on top of this. Yeah. We can't be just saying to ourselves, okay, all right, things are going, but you know what I mean? Let's go out and dance. Let's go out and, you know, party all the time. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And you know me, I'm like, live life until the wheels drop off. Yeah, but I've still got grandchildren and great-grandchildren to think about. You know, and it doesn't matter if I'm in the States, if I'm in Germany, if I'm in Belgium, this thing is still going to be going on. You know, Shug says, I can't believe them now put COVID in water here. They're putting it everywhere, man. Babes, they're putting it everywhere. I heard what you said, Jackie. I heard what you said, but you heard what I asked, what I requested. Yeah. Man on earth can be so evil and corrupt. Yeah, certain man on earth could be evil and corrupt. And I'm gonna put it down to it's the people who's got the wealth of the world in their hand. We're talking about that 5%. You heard names like the Rothschild was brought up. You even heard the Gates name was brought up. You even heard that Winston Churchill's great grandchild's name was brought up. So these to me, these are things that we should not be ignoring. I honestly believe that these are things that are not being ignored. It doesn't mean that we can't enjoy ourselves. Don't get me wrong. Because we have to. We have to. It's a must that we enjoy ourselves. You know what I mean? But it's just staying aware. You know, because I know that a lot of people think that when they come onto the rants and bants that I'm going to be joking and laughing up and all of them kind of like things. But I do that. I've got different platforms that allows me to do that. You know, I mean, for example, we've got tonight where we've got Anything Goes, the Anything Goes podcast, where we will be joined by Annette Fagan. You know that malt. You know how our malts they already. Her and Shugs are like this when it comes to mouthpiece. Anyway, so that's where we'll have our bit of fun. You know, but us as adults, man, we got to be up on what's going on. You know what I mean? So that we can inform our offspring. You know, that track and trace thing is it's a worry. You know, but then at the same time, we can see that they're going to penalize you. There's going to be consequences if you don't go ahead with what they want you to go ahead with. I'm on the tools today, so I'm listening avidly, but I can't comment too much. Don't worry, Paul, man. You know what I mean? When you can join in, you join in, innit? You know. Every night on the news, they might tell you about how much people have died, but yet in small print below it states died of any reason in the last 28 days of a positive test. Do you know what I mean? And all the bloody tests are going to be positive, man. Because the thing is that your body, as I said this so many times, man, when you catch a cold, your body has to fight it. Therefore, your temperature has to go up. Your body temperature has to go up in order to fight whatever is going on in your body. Yeah. So then once you take a test, it's going to test positive, right? And it's not like they didn't know this. They know this. They know this. As I said, I was born in September, in the month of September. So I know in the months of September, people catch colds because the weather changes. Yeah. This is all planned. This is no bloody accident. This ain't no accident. All I'm saying is be careful in terms of hearing what you're hearing off the mainstream media, and understand from my perspective, okay? I'm not saying from your perspective, from my perspective, that it's just that they're using it as a form of manipulation, right? They're injecting the fear. They're closing down the pubs. I mean, these guys got enough money that's why they can close down the economy. Yeah, because as far as they're concerned, once they close down the economy anyway, and we all start buying on the internet, right? We're literally giving them back our money, because they own the internet. You know what I mean? All these multinational companies, all Amazon and all of them lot. Yeah, even though the smaller people are making money on Amazon because they're getting the products and they're putting it on. But Amazon is the one who's packaging it. Amazon is the one who's selling it. And guess who's got shares in Amazon? Yeah, them billionaires. That's where their money is. Yeah, so they can afford to let the high street close. It's just a small man. We're the ones who can't. Got to run. Bye, Jules. Have a good day, babes. Hopefully, I'll see you later on tonight. Yeah. People are certainly departing this earth. In all my life, I have never known or heard of so many people departing in 1 year. No, because it's the first time they're telling us. It's the first time they're telling us. People have been departing for donkeys. It's been going. That's life. You understand what I'm saying? But it's what they've done is they've picked out a particular thing and they've highlighted it. And they're saying that by highlighting it, it's going to put everybody in fear, because they know two things run the world. It's fear and love. Fear and love is what runs the world. Yeah. And we just got to continue loving. Two of my friends were in intensive care with COVID, but out of hospital now. A young lady, Jade Gray Christie, was on the news. She now has long COVID, which is what some people can get after COVID. I don't live in fear. However, safety is the key. Knowledge is power, and that's all I'm trying to throw out here. Knowledge. Yeah, I accept that fear. I mean, I accept that safety is the key. Yeah, and that's why I'm not asking anyone to do what I do or whatever. I'm just throwing out information. Yeah, and you take it as you see it. Yeah, you use it or you disregard it. It's down to you. Yeah, but Rudi Lickwood Rants is just here to rant about things that are going on, to put out information. Before, when I was putting out information, those who was locked in over the past couple of months, we were being kicked off left, right, and centre. Left, right, and centre. All the people who we were putting up, who were showing information in terms of how you could alternatively deal with COVID, they were discredited. Their careers was ruined, thrown in tatters. And now we can see that Serco has the power to do that. Yeah, and it was like, no matter how much you try to explain to certain people that these people got power, we were told, no, you're chatting bollocks. And then they'll pull up the fact that these people are spiritual. So because they're spiritual now, you know what I mean? It's like they were nutters, yeah, or they were right-wing people. You know what I mean? It's like you put up a name, oh, he's right-wing. Oh, he did this when he was 16. Oh, he did that when he was 12. And you think to yourself, listen, man, I'm not interested in who's giving me the information. Did you get the information? Or do you understand what's being said? So, yeah. So now we're pushing towards a lockdown in the next 2 weeks. But my thing is, why are they pushing for this lockdown? You know, the gentleman mentioned earlier. By the way, that guy who was talking earlier on, they've tried to imprison him. Yeah, they're all over him now. Yeah, because he's put his face out there. But he knew this was coming. But because of common law, they can't put him in prison because of the freedom of speech and what have you. Even though they tell us we've got freedom of speech, but we ain't. We've got the freedom to do whatever they want us to do. We've got the freedom to say whatever they want us to say. You know, civil rights. What? Martin Luther King must be turning in his grave right about now. You know, I personally know people. I know people are departing, Rudy. But for me personally, I have never seen or heard of so many people departing. No, you haven't. But the thing is that they were. Look, they were. It's there. It's there for everybody to see. People, look at this. Look at it. Goes back to the 13th century, man. The 13th century. Yeah, the Dark Ages. The Dark Ages when the black people were left alone. Yeah, when civilization was actually being put in place in the first place. You know, in the 13th century. That's when cannibalism was going on, was rife. Yeah, they don't tell us about how the Europeans were eating one another back then. Do you know what I mean? But people have been dying for years, D. It's a fact, man. It's a fact. People have been dying for years. Safety is always been the key to life. Always has been. How come we hear nothing about the homeless? And most of them ain't even dying of COVID. You know what I mean? The homeless seem to be doing really, really well. A lot of the Caribbean countries, believe it or not, have literally defeated the COVID. But even that information ain't coming out. I've got a clip somewhere with reference to that. You know, that the Caribbean islands, yeah, there are people dying, don't get me wrong. But in comparison to what's going on in England, they ain't getting the same sort of figures. You know? I know lots of people have always been to, oh, I've done that one. Sorry, I do apologize. Yeah? So, you know? But it's to me, it's just the arrogance of westernized people. You know, that they feel they can say and do whatever they want to do and everyone's just going to follow them. But it's going to reach a point where we don't. You push us too far, yeah? If you push us too far, you're going to know about it. You really are. You're gonna know about it, and we are gonna let you know in our own way, because they're pushing people too far, as far as I'm concerned. This is what happens when you push people too far.
Turn that music off. That's I know we got fun when the more people the music. I don't want to listen to stupid reggae. Put on some rap. Please stop. Behave yourself. Yeah. Behave yourself. No. I don't want to behave myself. There's no police on him. There's no police on him. There's no police on him. Why is he telling you there's no police? That sounds threatening, don't you think?
Because it's his boat, we have to follow his.
He's just like, there's no police, there's no police. Like, he's gonna like this boat.
He's the captain. You gotta listen to him.
Oh, he's the captain of this 20-foot boat.
Hey, who cares? Hey, take your time or leave the boat.
Leave the boat, what? Leave the boat, like how am I gonna leave the boat? It's like a walking... Oh! He can't swim! He can't swim! Can you jump?
Oh my God.
That bastard pushed me!
You could fuck her, yo. I mean, that's what happens, man. Yeah? Keep running your mouth. Keep running your mouth. See what happened to you. See what happened to you. You keep running your mouth. Good morning, Junior. How you doing, my friend? Mr. Giscombe is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. And Mama used to say, take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get old. We did a little tribute to you, my friend. Big up, my friend. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. It's nice when we have gentlemen of such stature pass through. Thank you very much for passing through, Jay. Really do appreciate it. This is Rudi Lickwood Rants. This is where I don't hold back no chat. You know what I mean? I'm not like Eddie Nesta. Even though I've got big respect for Eddie. Eddie knows that. I'm just fortunate that my money bags are not reliant on the BBC. Therefore, I say the things that I say. Not that I get away with them, Junior. A lot of the times I get kicked off, believe it or not. I actually get kicked off, mate. Oh my God. But yes, people, please, some thumbs up for Junior Giscombe. He's passed through the house. Somebody that we all highly respect. He enabled us to run to Top of the Pops to see a brother doing his thing on TV, which we all respected. Yeah. So please do give him some thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Hold on, I don't see one thumbs up, man. I don't even see no hearts. I see nothing. Boy, you look cold. You look cold. There we go. There we go. There was one. Only two. Is that only? Is that? You look terrible. You look disgust me. The 3-tier just gone into effect. It's on Sky News, so it's now in effect. Yeah. Okay. So for those of you who have I got it? Here we go. For those of you who don't know what the 3-tier thing is that Liz is making reference to allow me to help you out with this one. Oh dear. There you go. That's the 3-tier. For those of you who can't see it, there it is there. Key differences, tiers, that's the alert. So this is the this is how the pressure is going to be applied. This is how they're going to throw down the pressure on us. All right. There you go. COVID-19 new 3-tier restrictions to come into force in England, and here they are. Here they are. So it's just gone on to Sky News that this is coming into effect. Yeah. So like I said, I'm just here to inform, man. I'm not here to scare people or anything like, oh, wicked. Thank you very much, Jules. Thank you very much, people. Come on, show some respect, man. We all saw him on Lethan's show. Yes, Junior, we showed the video on Lethan's thing, whereby we all saw the great works that that you guys did, man. I must admit, though, Monday night show was off the hook. Off the hook. We even created a new celebrity in Spice, which was really, really nice. It was nice. No one can deny that, man. No one can deny. Is that Juliet in the house? Big up, Jules. How you doing, babes? You all right? Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. But yes, Monday's show was off the hook, ladies and gentlemen. Rudi Lickwood Chat show. It was a lovely show. I really, really, really enjoyed that show. Had the biggest figures ever on that show, believe it or not. Well, you can believe it, obviously, because a lot of you lot were there. That was the biggest I've ever had. So pleased with the response that I got. And just to play us out, I'm going to remind you of the end of that show. Don't forget tonight, I've got Anything Goes podcast. That's at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. sharp. Please do come into the room early so we can get going quickly. Don't forget, we've also got the red cards. Yes, man. Are you that? Are you that? Are you that? Don't forget, we've got the red cards, and don't hesitate to use them. Morning, Trev. How you doing? Morning late today. I had to do a little work, man. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play out Monday's show, the ending of Monday's show. I thought I really enjoyed myself on that show, and maybe you guys can understand why.
In these trying times, we are stuck in the moment. In the trying times, the world is different. Hold on, man. Send the spirit, take me. Beat me, bring it up, bring the thing, man. Beat me, man. Kiss me, beat me. Jesus. Here we go. Sound the butt cover.
Hold on. I'm still filming this, you know. It's still on live.
Oh, shit.
I will sing along. I'm lost on your melody, and you keep on sending me. I feel like I just wanna run away from here.
Yeah. Tickle me once, girl.
Oh, God. Baby, lie. I had to come here and see you in personality.
Love me tonight. Love me, baby. Squeeze the whole kid tight. Come on, baby.
So as you can see, we've grown. The platform has grown, ladies and gentlemen. That's very much thanks to all of you guys. Do you know what I mean? Supporting me, getting behind me. Do you know what I mean? We're taking it to another level. In talks at the moment with Intravision, as you know. I'll be talking to another broadcasting network today. They want the shows as well. So yeah, we're moving in the right direction. So anyway, as I've said, don't forget, tonight it will be anything goes. As you can see, this is where we get to laugh and joke, okay? Okay. Yeah, Rudi Lickwood Rants in the morning, and that is a totally different thing, okay? And then on Saturday, we have the quiz games and what have you with DJ Countryman and myself, all right? So you guys, time to go to the plantation, as you know. It's time to go, I'm afraid. I've got to let you guys get on with your lives, all right? Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys either tonight or I'll see you Friday morning, or I will see you Saturday morning. Laters.
PM Wednesday nights.
Facebook watch parties are welcome.
If you found out that someone you used to date changed their gender, what would you do and how would you feel? If you found out, I'm repeating. If you found, hold on, wait a minute, Hold on, you don't set me up.
15 minutes with DJ Countryman and Rudi.
And in the room now, he's been waiting for how many weeks? How many weeks has this guy been waiting? I know the whole room. I bet you there's comments in the room for this one. There's comments. Peter is next. Is he there? Everybody has been waiting for this battle. This is a battle that everybody has been waiting to see. It's the yes/no game.
You ain't started yet, have you?
It's the yes/no game.
Yeah, but you ain't started yet.
It is the yes/no game.
Go on then.
You cannot say yes. You cannot say no. You're not allowed to repeat. Okay, and you're not allowed to stall. You're not allowed to pause. It's a fluid conversation that has to take place, and the game begins the moment I leave.
Things are good. Things are good.
Things are good. Things are good. You said it twice. I am the champion.
You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone.
That's America. You sure? Well, last time I checked on Google.
No bother with it. No bother with it. No bother with it.